Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace reporting live here at this year's 2011 Detroit Jazz Festival here in downtown Detroit. Vibraphonist, composer, drummer, Warren Wolf made his debut here at the 2011 Detroit Jazz Festival, and his debut record, self-titled Warren Wolf on the Mack Avenue's record imprint, is really a montage of this musician's love for the music, his vision for playing the vibes, as well as exposing the world to his very unique and fresh songwriting. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the debut of Warren Wolf here at this year's 2011 Detroit Jazz Fest. Brother, this is the year of Warren Wolf. Congratulations on your debut, Mack Avenue's self-titled release.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have the record out finally and be able to tour it around the world, available around the world, having a great time.
Explain the concept of your group, because it's kind of an organic mix of straight-ahead jazz, but a little twist with a little funk in it.
The guys I have in the band, they're my close friends from Baltimore. We all have a deep understanding of jazz as well as hip-hop, classical, and R&B and funk. So it's like all of those styles coming together to form this one sound that we have in our group. You know, and you also have something in your corner also
one of your good friends and mentors, Christian McBride and Al Pryor, produced the record also.
Christian, he's been an employee of mine, well, my employee, I should say. I've been working with him at Inside Street for the past 3 years. It was a pleasure to have him a part of the record, to produce it as well. You know, he lended me his talents, him, Greg Hutchison, Peter Martin. It was just a great time to be in the studio with those guys.
And Jeremy Pelt's on this album also.
Jeremy Pelt, and also Tim Green, who actually played with me today at the Detroit Jazz Festival.
You've come a long way since Baltimore, my friend.
Oh, man. The home of the Wire, I should say. Everybody's saying. But, you know, coming from School for the Arts, coming from, you know, the inner city, straight to Berklee College of Music, it's just been a long journey.
You know, you started off probably at 2 and 3 years old playing the drums, but what was it that led you to play the vibes?
My father, Warren Wolf Sr., he's actually a multi-percussionist like myself. He plays the drums, he plays the vibes, and hand percussion. So basically, as a child, I was trying to copy him. You know, as a baby, 3 years old, I would come down the steps, and he would put me on a stool, and I would try to play the instruments like he would. So it was basically trying to impersonate him, or just trying to be just like him as a child.
You know, when I hear you playing, I hear a lot of Milt Jackson and Bobby Hutcherson. Who are some of your influences?
Milt was definitely the main one when it comes to vibraphone players. Milt Jackson, Bobby Hutcherson, and Lionel Hampton. But being a younger, like starting out this music so young, I always wanted to copy horn players. So I had to throw in Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, and then as my music thing got older, I went to Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock. You know, so I tried to be the complete musician. I never wanted to sound like a vibraphone player, even though, you know, I have to start at the beginning. But my main thing was always try to copy ideas from horn players and piano players and any other instrument outside of vibes.
Another gentleman that really came into your life and kind of made you take your music a little more seriously was the great vibrist Dave Samuels.
That's right. Dave was my teacher at Berklee College of Music. I studied with him for 4 years straight, actually. It was great being with him. I remember my first semester, you know, he told me something I would never forget. He said, "Warren, you sound really good, but you sound the same on every chorus that you're taking throughout, you know, the solos or the song." So he showed me how to develop my solos and try new ideas and a fresher approach to different tunes, you know, how to work out different things. You know, he showed me so much, so he was like a very great mentor to me.
You know, the whole concept of brothers playing, because you play piano also, I mean, and you play drums for Tia Fuller on occasion. You're a multi-instrumentalist. Tell me about the discipline, because that had to start at a very early age.
From the age of 3 up until 17, my dad had me practicing 5 days per week from 5:30 until 7 o'clock. So the first hour was usually on the vibraphone or marimba. The first half hour was on vibes and marimba. The second half hour was on piano. The last half hour would be on drums.
That's a lot of work.
It is. Also, and during that time, during the 90 minutes, we practiced many different styles, from jazz to classical to popular music. And during that time, you know, a lot of Anita Baker. Also took me back to a lot of Motown type songs. But it was just a lot of practice time that I encountered, like I said, from the ages of 3 until 17. So that was a strict discipline. I mean, I was a normal child. I went outside and I played and I did things like that. But he had a certain thing for me in mind where he wanted me to be the most successful musician that I could be.
to it again for another edition of the Pace Report, reporting live here at this year's 2011 Detroit Jazz Festival here at Hart Plaza here in downtown Detroit. I'd like to personally thank Warren Wolf for his time, as well as the staff and management and the organizers of this year's 2011 Detroit Jazz Festival, as well as the staff at Mack Avenue Records. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.